The following is a Productions original series.
Hello, welcome to Walk and Roll Live. I'm Doug Vincent along with Addie Rich. Our podcast is dedicated to amplifying the voices of the disability community. Going to do that today with another special guest. They're all special, huh?
Yeah, they're all special.
That's right.
I love you all in your very own unique way.
Yes, and speaking of unique, your voice seems a little unique this week.
My voice is unique this week. I have been lucky to I got hit by the sick fairy.
Yeah. Sound like what I sounded like back when I was in the hospital.
Right? I know. Wait, are you here? What alien are you?
Yeah.
My poor little eye.
Well, hopefully.
Luckily, you people don't get to see the video, but Doug is graced with my presence.
Yeah, you don't look that bad. Look a little tired, and hopefully you don't feel as bad as you sound. Or is it
no
worse?
Yeah. No comment.
All right. Well, we'll be in and out quick, and you take care of yourself. Are you a few days in, or just getting started?
Yeah, I started coming down with it on Friday. Friday, yeah, let's say Friday. But this weekend was just literally like lay flat, try to drink and hope this went away. And then, I don't know. It's the new cold is like one of those that you feel like, okay, I'm going to be good. And
then no. All right. Well, maybe you're over the hump.
But this episode will make you, will entertain me when it drops.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How was your weekend?
It was good. Went to, where did I go to this weekend? Oh, it was the Hot Rod Barbecue this weekend.
Yeah.
That
Neat.
they do up in Lytle Creek above here in Southern California. It's literally like 10 minutes from my house. It's the Over the Hill Gang, Sam Berdue. Yeah, so they've been doing it. I think they said this was their 15th. So if you're if you're not familiar, everybody that wants to cook and compete. I don't know what it is, $75, something like that. So they collect $75 from all the teams, and then somebody goes out and buys the meat, which is usually tri-tip chicken.
I was gonna say, did you have tri-tip?
Yes, we did.
People don't realize that tri-tip is not on the East Coast. Tri-tip is a West Coast cut of meat, and so when I go home, I'm like, tri-tip sandwich, tri-tip this, tri-tip that, and if you don't realize.
Is it called something else back there, or you don't find it at all?
They don't really make that cut. Every once in a great while, you can go to the farmer's market where they pretty much have any food you've ever heard of under the sun. And if the right butcher is working, you can be like, hey, can I have, a bit of tri-tip? But if it's not the right guy, they just look at you like you're nuts. That's
interesting because we went to an Oakland Raiders game when they were still in Oakland years ago. And we're going to, what it's called? In the parking lot where you cook and stuff.
Tailgate.
Tailgate, thank you. So we didn't want to haul a bunch of stuff up there. So, we got up in the morning and went to the market and was looking for carne asada. And they looked at us like we were from another planet. Yeah, I had no idea. So.
Isn't it interesting? But it'd be like going there and going to San Luis. You can go to what is it? Oh, now I don't even remember the name of the restaurant. But there's a restaurant in San Luis, you can get Louisiana food, but it's bon ton. But if you don't go to that cafe, and I said I want shrimp and grits or egg sardou, they look at you like a nut too,
exactly.
Right? But in Louisiana or here, you can go to a ton of restaurants and ask for that, and they know exactly what you're talking about.
What you're looking for.
It just shows you food cuisine in regions is specific, right?
It's interesting too when you travel in those restaurants that are across the country and you go in them and they're all the same. But when I went to Hawaii, they have rice on the menu at McDonald's and Italian sausage or not Italian but Portuguese sausage
and different things, right?
Yeah. So it was okay. So they cater to that culture that's there.
For sure.
Yeah. So and everybody cooks the meat and then they kind of have a big potluck. And they do they did a drink contest. They do a chili contest. They do a dessert contest. Yeah, and then
that's so fun. Did you bring anything, or you just?
No, I just go and eat. My buddy Phil, he actually he's been going for years, and he's tried. I think they did an hors d'oeuvre thing one time, and what else has he tried? I think he tried chili a couple of times. But
Phil is the taco truck Phil.
No, taco truck Phil.
Is he I thought he was the same guy that got the taco truck, but anyway.
Yeah, no. He's got a hot rod. Yeah, we hang out a bit.
Okay.
And so he won chili.
Oh my God.
This year. Yeah, he was very excited. Yeah, got a nice little plaque and, bragging rights and all that good stuff. So, yeah,
my favorite chili. My favorite chili when I worked at the accounting firm, like in 2004 or 2005, they did it one winter, and like this guy won with it was a green pepper chicken, white bean chili.
Oh, okay.
I have the recipe. It is the best chili I've ever had.
Yeah. Every once in a while, somebody will do that. Like at the Anthesis picnic, the annual picnic, they do a little chili contest, and somebody had, I think, chicken with, I think it was, kind of light colored. Yeah. It was good. But there's like 40 motorhomes that park in this park, and they're there for 3 days. I think
that's amazing.
4 days. Yeah, good time. We get to see everybody at least once a year. Some people I see more often than that, but so we had a good time. I don't know if I told you that when I went up to the car show on the Central Coast.
Okay.
Just one little thing that nobody will understand, across the world that happens to listen to this, but down in Shell Beach and along there was McClintock's.
Yeah.
Which, how long has it not been McClintock's? Do you know? Because it looks like it's the City Hall for Pismo Beach now, right?
Oh, it's been the City Hall, but McClintock's was always in front of it. And then once McClintock's closed, now you're like, oh, there's other stuff there?
Yeah.
I think McClintock's has been closed like 2 years.
Oh, so the McClintock's building is still there.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's just closed. And we're used to it being so crazy busy.
Yeah.
I couldn't see what was near it. The only reason I know the City Hall was there was because when I used to help my ex-brother-in-law, we did the weed abatement for Shell.
Okay.
And we'd have to go there and turn in paperwork.
Yeah, permits and all that good stuff. Yeah. Well, and I'm going by at 65, 70 miles an hour, so I get a chance to kind of glance over and see what's going on there. But yeah, definitely.
Well, and it's one of those things you feel like it would have never closed. And so it's a stalwart, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like there were restaurants in San Luis that you're like, that's never going to go away. And the pandemic really kind of changed the face of San Luis.
So I guess the other question is, because there was a McClintock's downtown before there was the one by the beach.
Yeah.
And was that one closed too? All gone.
Yep.
Oh, that's sad.
McClintock's is done.
Alrighty. All right.
Sad, sorry.
Yeah, I know. It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Like the place where I proposed to what is now my ex-wife is no longer there. The restaurant.
What was it, 1865?
What'd you say?
What was the restaurant?
Oh, I thought you said, was that back in 1865?
No. The restaurant 1865 would have been there when you were.
No. This was down here in Southern California. Yeah. Yeah, and it was a restaurant that had been around forever and had a great reputation, and I don't know what happened to it because it was years and years before.
But talking about old farts, that's what happens is some old farts want to retire and they don't have kids or somebody that wants to take it.
Yes, exactly.
I'd rather it close in a chapter like that than something, more catastrophic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and not burn down or something. All righty. Well, thank you for joining us. Ellie Nelson, want to thank her last week. And man, kudos to her for everything she does, and just having that presence of mind when somebody came through the door and not just, even though she wasn't doing it, she didn't
being the yes woman.
Yeah. And just, in that moment to kind of pick up on that opportunity there. Yeah, we'll do it for you. And now she's doing it for lots of people. So, and if you don't know what we're talking about, she does adaptive dance and all that stuff. So check out Ellie Nelson last week here on Walk and Roll Live. This week, where do we start? I mean, I was prepared for a good time because Bernard is joining us today. Bernard Taruc, and I met him at the wheelchair support group over at Rolling Start, and he's one of those guys. He's cracking people up, and you never know what he's going to say. Doesn't have much of a filter.
You warned me. Yes. You warned me, and I was still not warned. I mean, you warned me, but what showed up and the story he told, I was not prepared.
I was not either.
Going to be a jokey person who's going to be fun to hang out with, but this was a tremendous story, and we do need to trigger warning it because there is a lot of heavy subject material. Although, how this story is told and how much laughing we do, you would not think there was triggerable stuff in there, but there is mention of drugs and gang violence and shooting.
So
and
be careful. Just maybe be ready to turn it down or something if it does trigger you. But But yeah, Bernard, of course, presents it all in a humorous way. That's his life, and so it's interesting. It's fun though.
It's the best way to tell the story, because the other thing I love about him, and I mean, maybe this should be said at the end, but what I love about him is he takes responsibility and then lives the life going forward, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it wasn't like, let me deflect and tell you how I'm a victim. It was totally like, well, I made this really bad choice.
Yes, yeah, and he owns that. Yes, yeah, and regrets part of it. And we'll let it go. You listen, and we'll talk on the back end. But thank you again very much for joining us. Like, subscribe, share, whatever you can. It helps us. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. And we'll be right back to hear Bernard's story right after this from Ugyar Professional Training.
At Ugyar Professional Training, we know that your greatest asset is your team. Investing in their development, knowledge, and happiness is essential for your business's success and growth. To achieve new heights, it's important to hire intelligent, talented individuals and empower them to excel in their areas of strength and passion. Ugyar is committed to transforming your employees into happier, more productive, and fulfilled individuals. When your team thrives, your business prospers. Wise leaders understand that providing team members with opportunities to shine in their strengths unlocks untapped potential. Elevate your team with Ugyar Professional Training and witness the growth of your business.
From the Ugyar Professional Training Studios, you're listening to Walk and Roll Live, Disability Stories.
I learned young how to read a room before anybody spoke. Saw the questions in their faces before they ever knew my soul. They saw ramps and they saw scars, saw the way I moved through space, but they never saw the long nights, building strength they can't replace. And I've climbed mountains they'll never know, not with my legs, but with my hope. I'm not the story people whisper when I pass by. I'm not the struggle frozen in somebody's eyes. See me for the life I'm living, not the chair that gets me there. For the dreams I keep on giving, for the fire I still carry everywhere. I don't need your sympathy, I just need room to rise. We are more than surviving, we are futures in disguise. And don't call us inspiration, just because we made it through. We're out here building something beautiful, same as you.
Welcome back to Walk and Roll Live. I am Doug Vincent, and Addie is here, of course. And we've got a new guest for you this week, and his name is Bernard. And you know what, Bernard? I've never heard your last name. I've seen it, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me give it a shot. Is it Taruc? Taruc?
Taruc was good.
I almost went with Taruc first. All right. Bernard
Depends
Taruc.
where you're at, just, hey, I'll take whatever you guys want to say. However,
Hey, you. So I met him.
American can say it however way they want. It sounds cool.
Cool. All right. So I met Bernard at our wheelchair support groups at Rolling Start over the last, God, I don't know, it's probably a year or so now, but glad to have you on. Thank you. Want to hear your story. We always kind of start with the little one, like the young guest, and today it's you. So, where you from and that kind of thing. Yep. You're on the hot seat today.
Yo, I'm 51, bro.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm about to be 52 in May.
You look good, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's the wheelchair, man.
Is that what makes you look young?
Look great. You look great too. My little friends would always have theories. Oh man, you do because you don't use that much energy. They always high school kids evaluating you like what?
What?
Yeah. So tell us your story. Tell us what makes you a part of the disability community, where you grew up, that kind of stuff. So we can start with the little you, even if you look young now. This is the crowd.
Oh, the little me. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I grew up in the Philippines.
Okay.
I was a sheltered kid, I guess. Most people are sheltered over there, I consider America the real world. That country is like living in a fantasy world. Everybody else is fantasy land, I'm telling you.
So is sheltered in what
America's
way?
reality.
Like sheltered at home or sheltered?
No, like sheltered as in like I wasn't allowed to like go out in the real world. I was, with my friends. I don't know if that's if I'm using the right word.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I grew up in Catholic school and Christian school. I was, when I was barely exploring the world, we came to America when I was 15.
How old?
So I didn't really see the real world, like the real Philippines. Like, I never went to the city by myself. Well, when I was exploring and, we ended up coming over here when I was 15, 1989.
Okay.
So were you born with your disability or you became disabled? So are you exploring the world as a disabled child or are you?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, I came and then I got corrupted quick.
Yeah.
Like in the 90s, it was bad. You know what I mean? I loved it though. No regrets. You know what I mean? But yeah, I came here. I remember my gangster cousins picked us up at the airport.
Right from the jump.
That was so cool. Huh?
So right from the jump. So
yeah,
what happened?
They came in a carload.
Did you
my parents, the older people went with the parent car. We got to have we got in the cool car with the teenagers.
Yeah.
Right?
So I was wondering what happened to the sheltering? Did that just when you came to America, your folks kind of gave up on that? Interesting.
No, they couldn't. They had to work. They couldn't control us. America is freedom. You know what I mean? And then I grew up in watching I can't say that word. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And all the 80s.
Yeah.
All the 80s movies. You know what I mean? We thought America was like Family Ties when we got here, but no. It wasn't.
Culture shock.
Yes, we were taught that, you can leave your window down in America. Not in LA.
Yeah. No. So you were brought to LA too. So you were brought into that version of America. It wasn't like Minnesota at a farm that is a very much more like 1950s Leave It to Beaver. You went to LA.
Yes, the city, not the suburb. I live in the suburb now. This place is totally different, than city of LA. Like
at that point, did you speak English or were you speaking
perfect English?
Okay.
I got here right in like a month or a week. No, a month, because I had to get away from my country for a little bit. So I called my friends back over there, and they sounded like Valley girls. I was like, I did not realize you guys sound like Valley. We speak perfect English over there, Yeah. Like they sounded like Valley girls. I was like, oh wait, I didn't realize that until I got here. But yeah, we spoke perfect English.
Yeah, because that can be part of the challenge of coming to a new place, right? Is you don't speak the language, you're not used to the culture. Like it isn't Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but at least you had the English going for you. But I'm sure in some ways that could kind of hide that you were new, so you got you into more trouble because.
Well, my haircut gave it away. I look like I was from a third world country, you know what I mean? But,
so you came to the States though for your parents to work. That was the motivator for leaving the Philippines, or what?
Because of course, everybody comes here for the money, but it's because my whole family on my dad's side was already here.
Yeah,
and we were petitioned. It took us 20 years to get here. They were petitioned from a long time ago, and it was finally our turn. And that's why I understood that. I never understood how come my dad never bought us stuff when we were over there. I mean, he did. He did. Yeah. He bought his drone, but he never settled. Like, oh, he had in his head that we were leaving that country. That's why.
Yeah. So he started applying long before you were even born. Sounds like. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And we would get gifts from America. We were like, oh, but that's everybody. That's everybody. Yeah. Everything from America is gold over there. Like everything. People too. If you're an American, oh gosh.
Yeah. Then they want to know all about America. Anyway, so you come here. You're dropped in LA, which is crazy.
Yeah, and then you try to be cool, but unfortunately, being cool back then was looking like a gang member, and the whole thing. And then I started hanging around with. I did not want to hang around my race. I came to America to go hang around with different races, not to hang out with my Filipinos again. I'm like, what? I don't know.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So you're like, I'm going to imagine.
I started hanging around Filipinos, and they were gang members too, though. Don't get me wrong, Yeah. But I was like, oh, hell no, I don't like it. They're all Filipino women. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you're so like, I'm in a place of land and honey. Let me find these other choices.
I started hanging around white people and black people. but they ended up becoming that too eventually.
Right.
They didn't start off like that, we're like, oh yeah, skaters and stuff like that, There were skaters at first, and I was like, and then I was here, and in 1992, I got shot.
Okay, so you were here in 89, right? So it was you were here 3 years. So you were 18.
18?
17.
Or 17, yeah.
Yes.
So how did that come about? Tell us about that as much as you're comfortable with.
Oh yeah, it's a long story, but the night I got shot, I don't know what day it was. It was around February, around Valentine's, but we used to cruise in Hollywood Boulevard a lot. Yeah. There was a time in the 90s when cruising was allowed.
Yeah.
And it was relatively safe until the last week, until I got shot. And that's when
until it wasn't safe. But yes.
Yeah. There were rules back then where, this is like neutral territory. Everybody's here to have a good time.
Within the gang culture. It was
gangbanging here.
Gotcha.
And then I don't know. I fell in love with, I don't know what it was. I just fell in love with that whole thing, I was so naive. I was playing grown man games, man. But, and then that night that I got shot, I was on my way home because I promised my dad that I would come home at 12 o'clock that night. Mm-hmm. And I was on my way. And with my friends, I had kind of like clout. So I could tell them, hey, take me home at 12 o'clock. And they would, Yeah. So we're on our way home. And then everybody in the car was like, come on, man, don't go home. What are you, come on, bro. It's 12 o'clock. Let's get a couple more telephone numbers, from girls or whatever. And I remember I was sitting right there. And I said, you know what? F my dad. Let's go. And that was a mistake right there, Yeah,
your culture, deference fell out the window, and so did
and
your safety.
I believe in the Lord, you know what I mean? So that was him going, oh, you really, huh? Okay.
You're on your own.
Oh, you want to play grown man games? Oh, you're going to learn today, fool. That was me saying F my dad. I'd never said that before in my life, Yeah. I listened because he took me out of juvenile hall that week.
Yeah.
Right? So a week before I got shot, all kinds of stuff happened. It all led up to me being shot. Is it okay if I talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We'll put a trigger warning.
So, I was in juvenile hall. I enjoyed juvenile hall like an idiot, because I'm from a third world country. So anything America is like, oh, look at this, it's camp, Yeah. But that's an excuse because my American friends loved it too. It was stupid. But
wow, I'd like to take some time to explore that. But it's wow.
I know, man.
Yeah, I can't see where freedom would you that would take a second, I guess, to being in jail.
I mean, I used to work in juvenile hall, I volunteered when I was in college and stuff, and I definitely saw kids with your attitude that it's hey, I get fed, I watch TV, no, but I don't go to school. There is a lot of that, right? You just tell me when the lights are going out, okay, I can play cards, I can,
And it's proving grounds, it's you'll get out soon, just so you don't have to worry about women. And it's I don't know, it's like a big camp. It's just, but it's stupid, because you had a record. That's what we don't think about.
I was going to say, once you get out, then you've got more credibility on the street, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. It's kind of part of
that
whole journeyman journey, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Go back. So you get out.
And then my dad went to court. I remember he was talking to the judge. He was like, Judge, that's my son. Can you let him out? If I promise that I'll watch him and he won't do anything stupid. And then he's like, oh yeah, go. And the judge said, talk to your son. And if he'll do that, I'll let him go. So my dad talked to me outside. I shook his hand, man to man, And I told him, yes, Dad, I'll follow your rules from now on. I'll come home at 12 o'clock at night on Friday and 9 o'clock during the weekdays, Yeah. And I was good for 4 days. I followed that rule until that night.
It was a 4-day streak. What more could you ask for from an 18-year-old?
Something like that. It was not long at all. My memory sucks when it comes to dates, but it was a week or something. It was the same week.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks. So I got out and I shook my dad's hand. I knew I regret. Like, that's what I don't regret nothing, but that's one of them, you know.
You sure?
But whatever.
Sure.
It happened.
It happened. The universe made you take a seat permanently.
You know, it sounds like you're a kind of guy that's going to take responsibility for it, but you've got, you know, all the peer pressure of all the guys saying stayed out, and I'm sure there might have been some other substances that might have clouded the decision making. Maybe
mostly pride.
Okay.
It was mostly
Right.
It was mostly pride and horniness, you know, because you're a juvenile.
Right.
Exactly.
And lust, pride and lust.
Yes,
that's what it
You
was.
locked up for a week and a half or however long you were in there. You needed some girls, and so that seemed like, oh, my dad will forgive me. He's forgiven me so many times before.
Yeah.
So you get in a pickle and you end up getting shot.
Yeah, I went back around, and then I got shot because it was traffic, right? It's like bumper to bumper traffic, and we were like the third or fourth car from the crosswalk.
Yeah.
And then I was in the car, and then there was a car beside us with like 3 girls in it, and we had this thing where I would get out of our car, get in their car, and then one of them has to get in our car, and then we go meet up 3 blocks down. So that, you know, we don't split up, right? Because now we have your friend in our car. So now you got to follow us, right? So we came up with that little trick, because we would tell people follow us and they wouldn't, right? So, but if we got in your car, one of you guys
Chinese fire drilled. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I got out of my car, right, to get in their car, there were gangsters crossing the crosswalk, like 20, 30 of them. So when my head stuck out of all the cars, I looked to my side, they all started pointing at me. And I was like, oh, crap. I got back in the car and I was like, oh, they're coming. I was like, they're coming, dude. 20 years. And then my friends in the car, we had a gun in the under the glove compartment where I was sitting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a 22, it's 5-shot, 6-shot, and there's like 30 of them coming, you know? And my friend was like, take out the gun. And I was like, dude, if they see me going for that gun right now, dude, they're just going to come rush us. I was telling them, you know? I was like, everybody calm down. Just calm down, dude. Just claim your shit and just be cool. I was telling everybody. Everybody, the guy beside me was like, nobody say nothing. Just look like, you know, and I was like, I could have ran out and left them. My instinct was to go back in the car for some reason, you know? And then they came, boom. They surrounded the car. They're like, where are you guys from? Blah, 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 blah. And then the guy that shot me, I recognized him, right? We recognized each other. He was like, where do I know you from, fool? Like that. And that's another story. That's another crazy thing that happened, you know? And he was like, and I told him, hey, I'm what's his name's friend, right? So we recognize each other. And we're like, okay. So he calmed down. He got a cigarette out. And he was like, yeah, I remember you. And then from this side of the car, right? A girl goes, F that guy, shoot him, like that, you know? And I look, and she's pointing at me. And I was like,
"Oh, calm! What are you doing?"
Yeah, and then I looked to my right, and then he pulled out his gun out of his pants.
Yeah,
because that's what I looked. I saw him pull out the gun, and I was like, "Oh, they're shooting!" And I turned around, and that's it. Ba, 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 ba. They shot
did all his guys join him?
Yeah,
so
three of them
right?
had guns, and they started shooting from both sides.
Wow, I mean that's a traffic. Basically, you were stuck in traffic. You couldn't have moved because of how far back you were in the crosswalk. There's no gunning it because you're not going to drive over other cars to get out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you know what triggered them, so to speak? I mean, like when you had your head out and then you saw them, what?
That part of the boulevard was on throughout that month, right? It was a gang called 18th Street in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
For months, they were moving closer and closer and closer to the boulevard. The graffiti was getting closer and closer to the boulevard. That means they were closing in.
Claiming their territory.
Yeah, they were claiming, and they were hitting up the boulevard. That's why the boulevard started to get sucking, because murder started happening there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't following the rules.
Yeah, and then that night that I got shot, that was the main part of the boulevard, where it was right there in Hollywood and Highland, right by the Man Chinese Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy, but yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. And people were getting shot left and right there. And then that night, they did it that night. The next day, they closed the boulevard because of what happened to me. and you know, but
So were you the only one that was hit, or there were other people hitting your car?
Out of 6 of us, 4 got shot. 2 didn't get shot. The driver didn't get shot, and the one behind me didn't. Yeah, the one behind me didn't get shot, which shows that they weren't aiming for the driver. They were aiming for me.
Right.
Gotcha. Yeah. So
because usually the first guy you would shoot is the driver so that they can get away. You know, they weren't even looking because he didn't cut his hair that night, so he had an afro, so they weren't even looking at him. They were just looking at all the bald guys. You know.
Yeah.
So he got lucky that night.
Wow. So
you're shot and you're trapped, basically at the crosswalk. How does it disperse? Because I mean, obviously you're shot. You need some medical help.
Yeah, where we were at, we were like a block or two from, because me and my friends, there was like 30, 40 of us, but we only had 2 cars, so we would take turns in the car to go to the boulevard and then get off, you know, and then another 5, 6 people would get in the car and then rotate around to get numbers, you know, and then we would like show off to each other how many numbers we got that night, you know, afterwards, you know, stupid stuff like that.
Yeah. Teenage stuff.
Carousel, yes.
Yeah, and then I don't know how we managed to get to where my friends were, because I woke up. First of all, they left me in the car, right? A bunch of them left me in the car because they thought I was dead.
Oh wow!
But my other friends were like, "Hey, where's Bernard? Where's Bernard?" They're like, "Oh, he's dead in the car," like that, you know. And then some of my other friends from El Salvador, who I guess they were more like experienced or something, they came to my car, woke me up. They were like, "He's not dead," you know.
Yeah.
They woke me up, and then I remember they held me up, and they were like, "Hey, man, you good?" And I was like, yeah. I clutched my cross. I remember when I gained consciousness, I clutched my cross, and I was like, "Lord, don't let me die, Lord," you know. And then that's when my whole life flashed before my eyes. That is real.
Yeah.
You know, when everything's slow mo and everything was, you see, that it's real. And then they were like, "Okay, we're gonna let you go, dude. We're gonna let you go. All right, stand up." And they let me go, and I fell down.
Yeah.
You know. And I remember I was like on the ground, and some girls were looking at me from their corridor, like,
yeah,
you know, in shock.
Somebody take me somewhere.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, damn!" And then I don't know. I don't know how I got lifted. They said they took me to Cedar Sinai in a helicopter.
Oh,
so
wow.
I don't know how they cleared that because it was dead stop traffic. I don't know how they managed to get me there. And then, you know,
so
I remember a glimpse of it.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. Yeah, usually you just have glimpses of that part of it. So when's the next time you kind of come to really consciousness and start to figure out a little bit about what's going on?
They woke me up in the ambulance. They were like, "Who are you? What's your name? You got any ID?" I was like, "In my sock." I remember that because that's where we keep our wallet, you know, because you get robbed all the time. They check your wallet, they check your pocket, so you keep your wallet in your sock so nobody robs you, right? And they were like, "Oh, right." And then I woke up in the hospital. They were like, "Who shot you?" I remember some officers come to my, you know, and then they had pictures.
Yeah.
It was probably that night because I was still, you know, and they were like, "Which one did it? Which one?" I remember one of the officers, he knows me from, you know, the boulevard. He was like, "Hey, Bernard, man, which one is it?" And then I was like, I was just shot in my head, you know?
Yeah.
And then I remember him taking my hand, you know, and he started pointing at the pictures. He was like, "It was this guy, right?" And it was this guy and this guy and this guy. And I was like, and they were taking my hand, pointing at the people that shot me, I guess. You know, they knew who did it.
Yeah.
And then I fell asleep again.
Yeah.
And I never heard about
actually, they shot you in the head. They didn't shoot you like in your body. You were shot in the head.
Yeah, twice. And then my neck, but my back is what paralyzed me.
Yeah.
Got the spine.
And then my arm. Yeah.
Goodness
wow.
gracious.
So what? You took like five or 6 shots?
Yes, 5 shots.
Oh, wow. So you do have little angels on your shoulders, even if you were being naughty.
Hard head, maybe. Yes.
Hard head.
They were like, "Hey, we got something for you to do later, so you can't check out yet."
And you know what? What helped me a lot? I met somebody in a wheelchair before I got shot. That was, he had a car, he had a girlfriend. You know, so that helped me a lot. Because as soon as I got shot, I was like, "Oh, I can just be like that guy. He still drives." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, He's good.
Yeah, most people don't have that. Most people just think,
I got
that's
lucky.
it, life's over. I'm not going to have a job or family or any of those things. Yeah, so
I'm lucky that I grew up around cholos and gang members, because being in a wheelchair around them is normal, and you're somebody. You know what I mean? Like they treat you with love, even women like you. You know what I mean? Like they still show you love. Like I know people that didn't grow up around that and they're in a chair. They're miserable, and I'm like, I got lucky. You know what I mean?
I'm learning that, from the wheelchair support group, because, Richard runs that, and that's how he became paralyzed. So he's very comfortable with that whole community. And so a lot of guys that he knows and brings to the meetings have had similar experiences. So
it's a community inside of a community.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about, the stupid gangster community is being disabled. That's nothing. Then, it's about your actions,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen disabled people be with so many pretty women. I'm like, oh my gosh, what? It's because of their reputation. You know what I mean?
Stop stealing all the girls. Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, you? And luckily, I'm not a hater. You know what I mean? I'm a participator, but I'm like, what's going on here, dude? Like, what?
So you wake up. How long were you in the hospital? I mean, that's not like, just give me a Band-Aid and I'll be out of here.
I was in hospital 6 months with rehab, but a Cedars-Sinai, maybe like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. And then they took me to rehab.
Okay.
So the first 3 weeks in Cedars-Sinai, they're taking care of your physical wounds. And then you go to, where'd you go? Rancho or?
No, Daniel Freeman.
Oh, okay. Daniel Freeman. And
I couldn't go to a rancho because that's where all the people that shot me go. When they're paralyzed.
Have to keep them separated.
Yes. And my parents had insurance, so I had choices.
Yeah, for sure.
So then what was rehab like?
Go.
Just, what did they do? Because we kind of get a myriad of different types of stories here where some people don't get anything, they leave out of there.
That's crazy.
They don't even know how to transfer, and they have to learn all those things on your own. And others, and I imagine, with insurance, you probably had a little better experience where you got some of that teaching.
Still, no, everything I learned in rehab, I lost because once they transition you from your house, they don't, first of all, you don't get the wheelchair that you're practicing on,
Okay.
When you're over there, because they give you a nice chair over there, like to practice on. When you get home, you get some crazy hospital wheelchair, and then you have to wait a few months for your other wheelchair to come.
Yeah, you're custom.
Yeah, and then my house, we live in an apartment. None of that stuff, like I learned in there, like
Yeah, it didn't transfer to where you were going.
Yeah, the transfers. Yeah, and plus, when you first get shot or when you first get hurt, everybody's helping you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. My friends helped me like the first month. After that, they were like, "Hurry up, man!" Carry him to the car. Let me carry him to the car. You know what I mean? Like the first week. Oh yeah.
Now you're on your own.
Yeah, that got old quick, bro.
So you obviously have a good attitude, even if you've been through a lot of things. You maintain your humor and your honesty and all the things that you tell your story with. So how does that kind of translate to the rehab process and then going home? I mean, obviously you're not hopping in a car and riding the boulevard immediately, hopefully.
And one last part of that, Bernard, I want to add to all those things that she said is how did you transition from or to or out of the gang life?
Yeah.
No comment.
But what how was it like coming home? Obviously you're a different container than you once were. There is still probably some clout that you lived through getting shot, but that doesn't help you live your daily life.
Yeah. I don't know. My friends really, I'm sure everything is God, right? But friends is like, they help me like, because I was a teenager, right? So, and that's when you're a teenager like that, all you care about is women and being cool and whatever, you know what I mean? Or drugs or whatever. No, all you care about is women when you're 17 and whatever. As long as the women smile at you, okay, there's hope. That was the only thing and then I remember my first week when I got out, I mean, they visited me, right? Oh my God. Talk about PTSD. Because I got to ride shotgun for the most part, right? Because they had Regals back then, and it was only 2-door coupes. So I had to ride shotgun, and then they would go hit up people and gangbang with me in the car. And I was so scared, dude. But I don't know, something about it. My scaredness went away because every time I would be in the car, I'd be like so paranoid somebody would come shoot me, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know what they did. They took me, and I was like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
They did it so much, the scaredness went away, and my PTSD went away.
It's like immersion therapy.
Recording
right?
stopped.
Yeah, they treated me so normal. You know what I mean? I was like, "What are you guys?" I was like, "What?" People would come up to me in the car. I'd be like, I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, because you're still young. That's your community, right? Whether at that point you've lived, but that's your community. So
obviously you're still hanging with your guys,
with your homies.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess are you still doing that, Bernard? Your crew and gangbang.
Oh yeah, they're my friends for life.
Right.
But we don't do that no more. You know.
Yeah. So you've all kind of grown up and grown out of that.
Yes.
Good. I don't want to spend all day doing that, talking about that, but I just wanted to see what that transition was like. So you go home and everything doesn't really transfer to your home, situation. Yeah. So how did that evolve?
I seriously, I don't know how I did it. I don't know. Like, I don't know how I did all that cathing. I don't remember none of that. I remember having a leg back at first, and a condom catheter, and normal. And I would have that, before I got my colostomy. It was a nightmare, but I don't know how I went through it, because I would take a shower, right? And as soon as you get out to go hang out with your friends, boom, you poop on yourself or you pee. I was like, oh, I went through that for years. I don't know how I did it. Seriously. I don't know. I don't know if we forget the trauma in our life,
I think some of it is that, right? That the human brain naturally knows how to shield itself. So all the things that were so traumatic and just devastating, or it's amazing that you lived through it. You do blank it out in a way. It happened, but if somebody else told you that it happened to you, you're like, yeah, right. I don't remember.
Yeah. And I think part of it is that your desire to continue living your life outweighs any, that temporary, the negative and the embarrassment or whatever it is that you're going through is all those things that are driving you still, if it's the smile or whatever it is from a pretty girl, that's still driving you. So all right, I'll take care of this and get back in the game.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, go ahead.
How did it affect your family? Because, obviously they were not a fan of your antics, let's call it that, beforehand. And then you get a consequence of antics. And then what do they say? Obviously you changed their life as well as your life.
They hated me. They hated me, but they had to, that's your family. So they have to, but they tell you they hate you once in a while when you push them too much, which is true. Fine.
You take I own it. You hate me. But do they all kind of have the good attitude that you do? Because we're having such a comfortable conversation about such an uncomfortable topic. Yeah. We're giggling through it. We're talking about things that are very sensitive.
Because I was abusive. This is what whenever I try to talk to other people, there will be, when you're in a chair, people will hate you because you're abusive. You don't know, You don't know that you're a dick. You're like, it's all about you. It's like, it's too cold. Fix that. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever. It's like, help me. I crapped on myself. Help me now. All that stuff. You don't realize that stuff until,
Until you age and mature.
Yeah. And you look back and you're like, oh, gosh, I drove them to that. Because first of all, you're mouthing off. Usually, if you're at the table, they would just hit you.
Right, yeah. So you're all of a sudden protected. Yeah.
You can't touch big little brother now because he's talking, and he's talking so much crap, dude. But one of them finally did hit me, and that shut me up.
Yeah.
Part of your process.
Yeah, he backed me. My younger brother backed me. He was like, don't you ever talk talk to me like that. I was like, oh wow, I needed that. I was like, wow.
You have realigned my orbit. Thank you.
I was like, I tried to tell everybody in Zoom that we all need to get hit, or we don't realize it. Of course, your family's adjusting, but they told me afterwards they hated me.
Yeah.
I wish you were dead. That would come out. That's normal brotherly stuff,
Yeah.
Like everybody thought that for 1 second, but everybody thinks that good. That's part of it. You should hit me.
I heard it.
Yeah, because our family was doing good and you ruined it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Were you able to get a reconcile with your dad? Because I'm.
Oh no! It was all love. It was nothing like.
All right, good.
They're just glad you're alive. Like even though they want to murder you, they're glad you're alive, and they would do anything to have you be alive. I'm very sure of that.
Yes.
So you grow up, you're out of the crazy boys syndrome. Although I think you might be out.
Still not out of it.
What do you do? What do you do to make a life for yourself beyond chilling in your chair with your homies?
That's what made me different. Kind of different from most of my other friends is because I come from the third world. I call it third world. Sorry, I come from the third world. And over there in Asia, dude, education is. That's why I didn't want to go to jail like my friends, because there's shame in that in my culture. Like I can't see my family going, oh, your son is in jail. Oh, how shameful. That's a shameful thing in my culture, But I lost my train of thought. Sorry. But so afterwards, the only thing was I need to go to school. I need to get an education, finish. So I got my GED ASAP. That was a crazy thing too. I don't remember most of it, but that was crazy. Getting a GED in LA downtown. Oh gosh. Oh shoot.
So you did that, and then what happened? Did you go to college? Did you seek other things? Okay.
A year after I got shot, or a year. That's why all this is like a year after I got shot. My parents got money from my accident, and we were able to move out here in West Covina.
Away from all the trouble.
Yeah, 20 minutes away. Still there.
But it changed your surrounding a bit, so you could center yourself more on I need to educate myself because.
No, well, see, that's the thing, right? I hung around with whites, blacks, and Mexicans in LA, right? Okay. And I jumped from the fire from the pot to the fire in West Covina because I started hanging around Filipinos and Asians here. Yeah. Because my friends were so far away, and they would come, and it took them a month. After a month, they were like, "We're not coming out here no more. It's too far, to see you."
It's too far.
So I started hanging around with the Asians here, the Filipinos, and they were all drug addicts and gangbangers. They were worse than my friends in LA.
Wow.
So your own fortitude to say, "Okay, that's enough of that," to actually have a life.
No, I'm trying to be cool. Even right now, I'm trying to be cool in front of you. So I was trying to be cool, but still trying to get my education. So I went to Mount Sac. I went to Cal Poly, and those fools would come pick me up. Come on, loser. School's for losers. Come hang out with us.
Oh, your buddies.
Yeah. What did you study?
Computer information systems.
Smart.
And I love computers to this day. I'm a nerd. Seriously, I'm a nerd. I play Dungeons and Dragons and all that. I'm a nerd. I love it.
The truth is out.
Hey, yes, welcome to the nerd club where we all hang out. Most of us will claim it.
Yeah, that's why I get along with so many people, dude. Because when I hang around Dungeons and Dragons places, they look at me like, "What are you doing over here?" And
then, hey man, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you about my cards.
Yeah, I school them how nerdy I am. They're like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's fun.
But yeah, so I went to Cal Poly, and then I got my degree, and I started working.
Pomona or Cal Poly San Luis?
Pomona.
Okay, I graduated from Cal Poly Slow.
Mustang, right?
Mustangs. Okay, so you got your degree, and then what happens?
I started working for. What was my first job? Oh yeah. That's when I was going to Mount Sac. That's why I think I messed up all my opportunities. You know how we all have 1 or 2 opportunities in our life. I messed them all up. I was stupid. I didn't know what I had. Oh yeah, coming out of Mount Sac, I got one of our professors he started liking me, gave me a job at his company outside of outside of Cal Poly. So I was on a roll, I was on my way to doing, but my background, it worked out, but so I got that job. If I stuck with that job, the first job, I think that my professor gave me, I think I would have rose up in the ranks in that company, and
Yeah.
But one of my friends, I told him, I'm so stupid. I don't know if I should be telling you this stuff. He told me to do something at work, and I did it, and I ended up quitting because of it, getting fired because of it. But it's no big deal, whatever. I wasn't stealing from the company or nothing.
But you were,
Yeah, and
the universe kept giving you opportunities, and you kept hitting your head.
No,
So hey, now you got time to figure it out now. But obviously, you've gotten into community and caring for others and helping to move people forward in their journey. What made you decide you liked that?
helping others.
Yeah, or like going to support groups and talking and telling your story and being honest about where it's taken you.
Yeah, then I got other jobs. I got a bunch of jobs, and then like after the pandemic, I think that's when. Yeah, I remember. I don't remember the timeline, but I remember I went to Casa Colina, right, so that I can learn how to transfer. Because whatever they taught me, I didn't know how to transfer it in my car. Whenever somebody in a wheelchair would see, I had no I had no communication. I think I went there before the pandemic, actually. I had no communication with the disabled community at all,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just living my life. And then I went to Casa. I met somebody somewhere. I always meet somebody in a wheelchair that tells me something, and I do it.
Yeah.
Right.
And
You're kind of likable, so I can see how it happens that you just end up making friends.
I hope. Yeah. And then, I try. Because my culture, I'm like anti my culture. I'm a self-hating Filipino, all right? Because Filipinos are like, they stare at you, they don't say hi. That's the culture over there. So when I come here, I'm like, I'm going to be opposite that. I'm going to be like, hey, what's up? Good morning. I'm not going to stare at you. I'm going to be like, I'm going to be an American, That's why I try to do all that stuff. I'm trying to be like, friendly and stuff. But anyways, so I went, and I don't know. And then after the pandemic, I don't know. I don't know if it was the Zooms too. Like the Zooms, when you go to Zooms, they tell you about all these problems. And I'm thinking, do I have that problem too? And then, wait, I am hurting. But no, it wasn't that. But I stopped working because, I don't know. I used to get insulted whenever people used to be like, oh, you should just like chill and just be on Social Security, Like, I used to get offended. I was like, what? I can get a job? What are you talking about? Now I understand what they're talking about. I should just be on Social Security and just be and just relax, dude.
I think you need to make your own show.
Yeah.
And then that, well, you can use the Zooms too, like you say. But I think if you entered a room and kind of told your story as you've told it to us today, like it is helpful, it is honest, it is humorous, and it kind of cuts down the walls that make people feel judged for who they are. Yeah. And that's a powerful skill.
Oh, thank you. And then, when I met Triumph, I was like, I need to get in, Oh, yeah, I started going to Rancho first, too, I think. I used to go to the Rancho Tuesday meeting.
Mm-hmm.
See, my timeline, my memory sucks because, my memory sucks. And then, but they didn't teach you nothing. That was just a meeting. I went to Casa for the therapy.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Like
and that's when I met. Yeah, I met Robert over there. I don't know if you know Robert.
Rohan? No. Robert Rohan?
Yeah, Rohan.
Yeah,
Rohan. Him and the other Robert, the two Roberts. I met them at
Rancho. Oh, Soto. Yeah.
Yeah, Soto too. I met them at Rancho.
Gotcha.
And I don't know, there was something about it. I was like, I like this. I need to be in this community. Yeah. I was like, this is cool. And then
this is home. This is a non-gang community.
Yeah. Oh yes, exactly.
Bernard, I hate to cut you short. This has been fun. We could do this for another hour.
I know.
I'm sure.
I'm like, we could be here 6 hours.
Well, I got another meeting I got to get to. Any closing?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Just any closing thoughts that you have?
I hope I made sense.
You made
perfect sense. Perfect sense. Yeah, definitely. And,
who am I talking to with my closing thought? Because I can go a lot of places.
Just our listeners, who I don't know exactly who our audience is as far as whether they're able-bodied or non, but I think it's probably primarily disabled people and their loved ones, family and friends. Yeah.
Well, to the disabled people, I'd be like, hey, do what you got to do to make your life comfortable. Don't let nobody judge you. With everybody too, don't let nobody judge you.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do to live your life comfortably. Don't let somebody's judgment. Oh, I can't do that because. But it helps you live your life better. Do it.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody judge you for who you are.
I like that. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. That was fun. I knew it would be.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Each week on Walk and Roll Live, we share honest and open stories of people living with a disability.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that, I was bouncing back and forth between Kaiser and Casa Colina. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I won't say obviously, but what had happened was I got spun around, and as I mentioned, I broke my back and severed my spinal cord. I didn't know that my legs weren't working, other than the fact that the car next to me that hit me was on fire. I knew that I had 21 gallons of gas in my tank.
Join us weekly for another powerful episode. Walk and Roll Live, wherever you get your podcasts. Life, limitless. Subscribe now.
From the UGYAR Professional Training Studios, you're listening to Walk and Roll Live, Disability Story.
So you see what we're talking about, fun, lighthearted, but a very serious subject.
He's such a good storyteller in this whole story that I literally felt like I was standing on the road with him. I don't know if you felt that way too, but it's like you're watching the story unfold.
I have the image in my mind right now.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, people running around the car, all the things, and just a little glimpse into that life. We hear kind of one description of it, really all the bad things that, and, I'm sure the gang members wouldn't argue with us too much, but, they do the bad things, but you can kind of see where people are attracted to it if they don't have a support system, because these guys look out after each other.
Yeah, if you don't have family, and that is your sense of family, you kind of take the good with the bad, which sounds horrible, but having been a teacher in the inner city and have been, worked at the juvenile hall, I literally felt like we were sitting down with one of the kids that I loved as a middle schooler, now in Bernard, who happened to live. Yeah. So, I think that's why I was able to kind of giggle through the story, even though I'm a white girl with a town that had no gangs.
Yeah.
I did get exposed to it in different ways, right?
Yeah. Well, is that juxtaposition to, just the fun night they were having and it being a friend and it turns that quickly. Yeah. Yeah. It's and
the fact that he was talking about how everybody kind of regarded the rules prior to that night. You know what I mean? They had not cruised before. They do it a lot. The gangs were kind of okay, cruise night is when we don't mess it up because we don't want cruise to end.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I think that was also telling.
Well, I'm glad he's here to tell the story, as a matter of fact. And it's one of those times where you think, what's his purpose, through all of that?
Oh, yeah. You see a purpose in him. He's a little glowing ball of light. Yes, but exactly. If you listen to this and it triggered you in some way, please find resources. There's resources on our resource page. You're not alone. There's obviously people like him. It sounds like he's very open to talking and supporting people. Yeah. So, although we may not have the skills and we are not, mental health professionals.
And we've had a number of people that have been on this program that are in their situation, now they're paralyzed because of gun violence in that community, and just sometimes being at the wrong place at the wrong time, sometimes being involved with it. So, there's been a number of those stories. So you can reach out to us and we can put you in touch with one of those people that kind of does this. They do counseling and all of that. So let us know. Coming up next week, I'm so excited to share her story with you because, I found her on social media and was, as a lot of people are, a lot of people were attracted to her story and just, how she shares it and everything that she's doing. And it took a while to kind of, I started by just responding to her posts on social media. And then now they have that, I guess it's a bit of a hurdle. It's and to protect the person, especially right. I think people that are larger presence on social media, they can't keep up with everybody talking, and Lord knows where the conversation may go. So I'm sure everybody's run into it where you message somebody, and then unless they don't message you back, right. and you don't go any further. So I worked on it for a year, and finally we got her, and that's Jessie Strawham, and we're going to hear her story, and it's even greater than I thought it would be. So that's next week right here on Walk and Roll Live. Anything else coming up that you got just getting healthy?
Stay out of people's sickness.
Yes. I'm trying to think. I wanted to tell you a specific. There's some more. I know what it was. I know that one of the things, the resources that I added, we all know that anything that has to do with being disabled is expensive equipment or, adaptation for a car, whatever it is. And if you qualify, there are people out there that, will give us good rates and help us specifically with our needs, and I put them up on the resource page. It's called ABLE. Just do a search. There's a search bar at the top of the resources. We'll take you right to it. And then you can follow that link and see if you qualify, if you're looking for something and you're not getting any assistance anywhere else. All right. We'll head for the door. Thank you very much for listening. I'm your host, Doug Vincent, along with Addie Rich from the Aguiar Professional Training Studio. This has been Walk and Roll Live, Disability Stories, Life Limitless.